Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar on all about accounting for professionals. So myself Hiral Soni from AIMTech Business Solutions Private Limited. AIMTech is a five-star Tally partner, and I will shortly, till the all attendees are joining in, I will quickly start the profile video so that you know better what AIMTech is about.
Either way, the video is not moving ahead. Is it?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was some technical glitch. Yeah, I'll start with the. So these are the services we cater to, and these are our useful customizations. CA admin, Builder Pro for builders, sales integrations, society module, shares module, educations for education institutions, education module. Yeah. So today's webinar is all about how to do the accounting, how the professionals can do their accounting in the Tally ERP 9. So today we will learn about the accounting practices normally being normally being used by the practitioners, by the CAs, and how you can effectively use it in the Tally ERP 9. So today I will welcome. I will call upon CA Puneet Mehta to start the webinar and explain you what is the importance of accounting in Tally ERP 9 and how professionals can use it effectively to manage their invoices and outstandings.
Thank you, Hiral bhai.
Yes, sir.
Very good morning to all of you, and really happy to see about 70 participants coming in for this particular webinar. It is now the webinar. We've been doing series of webinar for last number of weeks. This is fifth or fourth in the series that we did one on accounting masters. We did one on outstanding management. We did one on ITC clearing. Okay, how the input tax credit is. Now this is the uh, one topic that is very close to all of us, those who are attending today, is that how should professionals maintain accounting in Tally ERP9? How they can take the benefit out of Tally? Friends, right from the inception from which the software has been developed, it has been mainly used by those people who are having inventory right from 5.4. Before that, there was no inventory in that, but right from 5.4, those were, and if you see most of the features which are related to order management or inventory details or delivery challan and all those things are related to inventory. But lot of professionals can take benefit out of Tally. We have been fortunate to cater to a lot of professional firms as a clientele while they have been doing the accounting in Tally ERP9. We'll be seeing some of the customizations that we have developed over a period of time. But friends, this is not about customization. So today's session is all about how accounting for professionals can be helpful within Tally ERP9, how they can take benefit of the various functionality which are available in the system. Without wasting much of your time, let's proceed towards the today's agenda.
Yes, sir.
So as we all must have received the mailer, so let me explain you the agenda what we have it for the today is that first and foremost is the cost and the revenue of each task or activity. Friends, which is the most important inventory or most important aspect of a professional? To my mind, it is the time. Time is the most important aspect. Of course, we will see at the later part of this webinar how we can track the cost of each and every assignments that we are doing in terms of time. But other than time, the other aspects which are important is the total cost which we are incurring on any assignment or any working. As I see, most of us are coming from chartered accountants background. So we'll be taking some few examples from chartered accountants, and some of them are from lawyers, advocate background. So we'll take examples from lawyers also. So tracking of cost and revenue for each task is an important task, is an important activity that all of us should maintain, because that determines our profitability and viability of the firm. So that we will see how we can do that. What are the various options available in Tally ERP9 for tracking it? Next, in the GST era, we have to raise the invoice within 15 days of completion of work. How the work is complete, when the work is complete, it is to be decided between the client and the service provider. But what is important is that since the professional who would raise the invoice will have to pay the GST before the moment he raises the invoice in that particular month. It is very important that before he raises the invoice, he informs the customer that, boss, this is the work that we have done for you. How that can be done from the system, and from there, how we can raise the invoice. That is what we will be learning about it within the software functionality, how that can be worked. Hiral will take us through that particular functionality available in Tally ERP9. Next, as I said, inventory features are quite nicely developed in Tally ERP9. But can we as a service professionals use this inventory features? Let us check it in next few minutes or 15-20 minutes. You will be coming to know how we can use it. uh, Issuing a detailed description is a must, because the value is in provide, the value of the service that a professional provides is in the detailed description. You may write just one single line, being audit done for this particular year, but that does not suffice, friends, in this today's era. What is required is the details the client demands, that if you are charging me an X amount, what is the breakup of that X amount, or at least what are the steps that are being taken. Even if the client does not demand, it is important for us to inform client that this is the process and this is the steps that we have taken to complete the work. If not the entire process, but at least the broad headings is required. I have seen lot of lawyers invoices and similar other professionals where they generate about 2 or 3 page of invoices giving detailed breakup that how we can work. So we can look at it, what are the various options available in Tally, that is by default and through customization, that can help us in providing clarity of work done to the client. Last is the topic of outstanding. Friends, as I said, the moment you raise an invoice, you need to recover the money. What are the reports which are available within Tally or through customization for which a professional should look at? It is important because money is cash is the flow of any organization. Cash is the flow. Cash flow is required for any organization, and it is very much important for us to understand what reports are available for recovery mechanism. So let's look at all of those, and without wasting much of the time, Hiral bhai, let us go through the Tally ERP now.
Yes.
Okay. Friends, the first aspect that I am going to take is about a typical example of a service professional. Let's say a lawyer. Okay. Anil and company is a lawyer. Okay. And they want to raise invoices, track the cost. How would they do it? What are the mechanism in which they would be able to use the default feature of Tally? So let's understand how this is just a small example. There could be many other ways also, but let us start with a small example that how Anil and company would track the cost of each revenue side as well as each cost uh, expenses. Okay, so before we go to the transaction, let's understand some of the basics that we have created so that users would be able to appreciate the transaction. Here, go to display,
Yes, sir.
list of accounts, list of accounts.
Yeah.
Okay, so here on the right hand side, there is a button called cost centers. Since Anil and company are a law firm, we will see that how they have maintained their cost center. Okay, so they have created a cost center for property matters, and under that they have created various cases, 2001, whatever the case number is, and along with the case number, since cost center name can be numerical as well as with description, they have added that for what was the case or brief description of the case. Okay, so that it is easier for users to remember. So this is the cost centers that they have created. How to create a cost center? We will come to know. We will we just take the basics of cost center creation. Accounts info,
Yeah.
cost centers.
Accounts info, cost centers, and we can create it here. You can press the create button and you can create it this way.
Yeah, primary cost category. Yeah, create one cost center.
Yeah.
Create
For
yes,
say department or
no, case number 2345.
case number. Yeah. Case number.
2345.
Yeah.
GBS and company, whatever. Yeah, ABC and
And
company.
yeah.
Fine. Okay. Yeah. Under you can select under either under
Property.
primary or under property matters. So what will happen is that if you have three lines of business, that is property matters, civil matters, criminal matters, then you can have similar cost center reporting available to us. Okay, so this is how you can create under a service line an individual case. Okay, right. Once this is selected, in all the expense and the income masters, what we need to ensure is that cost center is created as yes. Okay, there are few revenue expenses that we have created and income accounts, display list of
Right.
accounts. Okay, so if you see, there are indirect expenses which are created. A lawyer would have out of pocket professional fees, rent and stationery. Okay, at the same time, the income part has been created under sales, that is just under professional fees. You can have the chart of accounts as per your wish. That is, there's nothing much that it is done there. Okay, let's go to the transaction now, Kiran.
Yeah.
So if you see that the first expense which is created, income. Okay,
This one. Income.
okay. So the information which is coming in red is through customization. Even if those information
No,
is
yeah.
not there,
I'll disable that, sir.
yeah,
I'll
please.
disable that. Yeah. So this is the invoice.
Yes.
So basically, in this invoice of Rysoni Industries Limited, we have created. There was a professional fees. They have charged. The lawyers have charged to this company professional fees of 3,50,000, and you can mention the primary cost category. You can select your the category, or else you can also select your. If you want to keep different categories, you can also name these category as a property case and vice versa this way, and then you can select the cost center, which was this cost center. So this is a case number. So this will be allocated to this 3,50,000 will be allocated to that case number. So it will be considered as the income of that case number. And you can also type the description, like being legal charges for this case. Additionally, if you want to write any description, you can type it here. And also you can charge the CGST and SGST as per the, or else if it is not taxable, because lawyers, if they are not charging any tax, then it will not come. So we can see the invoice format. It is the normal one with the description being legal charges for the case so and so 3,50,000, and this way. So this is
Okay.
one way where,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So there are a few things that can be removed. Normally, what happens in go to the invoice.
Yeah, in the invoice printing.
Yeah, in the invoice printing, Alt P and F12, you can remove all the print
Yeah,
order details, terms of delivery and dispatch details. You can remove those things.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
and now see. Okay, we can have this consignee name also is not required. That can also be removed. At the
correct,
same time, we can have a logo of the firm as well. So that can be done. That is
correct.
very simple. Okay. So right now, let's not get into it. That is all the
Okay,
basic invoicing part is. Okay. Escape.
yeah,
Now come to the cost part. The first entry, that expense has been incurred. And
right,
if you see, the moment whatever the professional fees expense ledger has been created, we can allocate the primary cost category and then say specify against which case the expense was incurred. Okay.
Yeah.
So this
So
is how you will
basically,
enter.
we
Yeah,
have,
here you
yes.
will find
So
the list of
if we
all
have
the
incurred
cases.
any stamp duty charges and all, we can mention it here.
Yeah, in the narration. Okay. Hmm. Similarly,
Hmm.
there are other expenses. Let's take some example of yeah, there are other example, not this one, out of pocket expenses. Yes.
Okay.
So which has been paid. Okay. So this is how it is. Now let's look at the report. Out after selecting the expense ledger, we have selected the cost center. That is all. That is what it is. Right. Let's look at the report. Display statements of accounts, cost center reports, category summary. So this gives us the list of the entire cases which we have handled. Okay, shift enter, and then what is the income, debit and credit against each case. Okay, this is a very basic report which Tally has. Friends, here the important aspect one should note is that my debits are 195,400 and credits are 7,50,000. This should match with our profit and loss account. Here by just press F10 in profit and loss account. Yes. So if you see my net profit and my cost center wise report, both are same. That gives lot of confidence to the MIS designer or developer that whatever accounting expenses that has been incurred against particular expenses, and whatever expenses in revenue which has been generated against a particular sales. Now let's move to another example where a professional firm is having multiple partners, or the professional firms is having multiple branches. How they would account for it? Without wasting much of your time, I will just take you through the basic configuration. Is that uh, here we can create different categories, cost categories. Yes, Hiral, we have created different categories like location, partner, and primary cost category, which was earlier there. Okay, again, again, within location we have created multiple categories, that which cost centers we've created multiple cost centers which available are there. So if you see, this is a chart of accounts that against location there is Delhi, there is Mumbai, and against partner there is Anil Kumar, Biju Nayak. So those kind of configurations have been done. Basic configurations have been done. What is the benefit of that? Let us see through the same expenses and the same income reports that we saw. Escape. Yes. Display, cost center, category. First go to some voucher. Okay, okay, let it be.
So in this only,
Yeah.
we
So
can set
see,
the account.
we can get the breakup against each location, how my each location is doing. Okay. Now in this report, Delhi is making a profit of 1,80,000, while Surat is making a loss, or maybe the expenses are more than 70,400. Okay. If you see that we have created one admin partner and admin expenses. Why? Because we wanted to allocate the entire expense amount to a particular uh, expense, whatever is the profit and loss account. From that, here in this company also, if you see that we can get our profit and loss. Just allocate. There are a few more expenses in this report in this company. Go to the expense report, F10, profit and
Yeah.
loss account. Yes. So
Yes.
this also shows 354 600 as this thing. There is an additional expense of rent. How that has been first we see that how our professional fees expense have been accounted for. Yeah, revenue, Enter. You see that we have selected the cost category thrice. First was for the case, which we saw in our earlier company. Second was for the location, and the third was for the partner. If we design our MIS, we need to have that discipline to select the multiple cost category. Then only we get the report. Okay. Escape. The similar is for expenses. Enter. Friends, if you have any questions, please put forward in the questions mark. We will come back with the answer as well. Yeah. So out of pocket expenses, earlier this 20,000 was allocated only to a particular case number. Now it is allocated to location as well as partner, for which partner this expense and income was or out of pocket was. Escape. Right. Right. Now let's get back to the some
Yes.
of the beauty of the report. Uh, Go to cost centers, display cost centers. Sorry, yeah, cost center breakup.
Yeah.
Select any case. Yes. So here, if you see that we get this Anil and Company. Okay. Anil and Company case number 1001 Raj. Expenses incurred 1 lakh. Revenue generated 40,000. Alt C. Now click on Alt C. Select another case. Yes. And similarly, select Alt C again. Select the third case. Yes. Friends, to shorten the report, here we have an option for F12 and show net balance only. F12. Closing balance, no. Yeah. So this is a better
Oh,
display
yeah,
of the
closing
report.
balance and disable. Okay, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is a better display of the report, what it is. Okay. Those of you who, if you see that Rajan Company, SSLPL, and RIL, all the three cases or whatever the cases are, that we can get it. What is the sales professional piece? Okay. Now, if you are tired by clicking on Alt C, there is another option called get back to it, escape. Yeah, go in one company, Alt F. No, here cost center breakup.
Yeah, in this, okay.
Yeah,
Alt N and cost centers.
select cost centers.
And yes,
Go to F12 and show net balance only.
okay.
Yes. So this is now a much better report. If you see, all the cost centers are there, and whatever the details are, that we can see it out here. Okay. Whatever cost centers have been selected, against each of them, we can see out here. So this is again default report. By using Alt and cost center selecting, we can get multiple columns of all the cost centers together. Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this completes our first basic part, that how can we track the cost expenses branch wise, partner wise, and also by each uh, cost center, that is the case wise. Okay. Here we have also done the customization. Because of paucity of time, I would not involve that, but we have done the customization where whatever out of pocket expenses that has been incurred expenses can be automatically generated in the revenue part, in the invoice part. So that kind of customization is also possible. Okay. Now, Hiral let's discuss on the next part of our agenda. That is how Tally can be used for service-based invoices and how customers can be informed on the work completed method. So what is the method in which we can do the work?
Yeah. So first we should which topic you want to do this first one?
Yeah, how Tally can be used, whichever way, either of this.
Yeah, okay. So first, I'll quickly show you what how the chartered accountant firms can maintain this cost center report. Just quickly in once, what we have done is a partner and income source. So with along with the lawyers, we have also done for the chartered accountants. So you can also keep it this way, partner and income source. And moving forward to the second examples, we can either create the pro forma invoices. Like suppose if you want to, if you want to tell to the clients like what for what the you have made the for what services you have charged them. So first you will send them the pro forma invoices. So pro forma invoice send is very simple. You just have to select you just have to pass a sales entry, and you can just click here on the optional, make it as optional. So where that option is, to make that to enable the optional vouchers, in you go to F11 in accounting features. There is an option here in the budgets and scenario management, the use reversing journals and optional vouchers. So whenever your sale invoice has been marked as optional, so at that time it will automatically be printed as the pro forma invoice. So this is the basic sale invoice. Now if I'm printing this, it will automatically show me the pro forma invoice title this way. So this way you can make sure that pro forma invoice is being sent to the client and they are not booking the invoices, because for booking the invoices it should be tax invoice. So if the even it won't be included in your accounts. So suppose if I have created a pro forma invoice for Mr. Gowda, so it will not be included in his ledger accounts. So for if you want to see, I'll quickly go from here. I'll quickly go to that particular ledger, Mr. Gowda, and we can see here just three sale invoices are there. The pro forma invoice is not getting reflected here. So if you want to see where the pro forma invoice is, you have to go to display, go to the main screen, go to display, exception reports, and optional vouchers. So you will get the whole list of vouchers over here, which what all vouchers you have, how many pro forma invoices you have raised to several clients. You can get this report over here. So it is easy, so that you're not booking in your invoice, you're not booking in your accounts also, and still you are uh, sending the pro forma invoice. Once the client finalizes the pro
Uh,
forma
Here,
invoices, all you
here,
can do
here we
is,
can also, yeah, just sorry, excuse me, right? Here we
yes
can
sir,
just
no
use
problem sir, yeah.
this Tally's email functionality. You can use this email, sending the email to the customer client, okay,
Yeah,
by clicking here, okay, clicking on email
on
and
email button. Yeah,
informing the customers. Of course, this configuration is very simple configuration. Users can do it at later point of time. But just to
yeah,
give a brief, that you can raise a performa invoice and then send it to it. And the other part is that you can change the title of the invoice also. That Alt P F12 year. Once you are sending this, you can change the title as just invoice sent for confirmation, or it is not, it should not be seen that work is completed, because if you are showing it, documenting it as work completed, then there is a every chance that you will have to pay GST within 15 days or whenever that due date comes next. So it is better that use the terms that you can document yourself at later point of time. You can show it to the GST authorities as well. titling can be changed. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, titling can be changed. Yeah. So accordingly, if you want to, if the person Mr. Gowda has confirmed that he is ready to pay the invoice, pay the bill, and he is ready to book that invoice. So once the order confirmation is done, so all you can do is you can go to an option on the right hand side. You can see regular Alt L, Control L. Sorry. So using Control L, you can regularize this voucher, and automatically you can also change the invoice number. So once you change the invoice number and you book it, it will be marked as a regular voucher. So say on, suppose on the 15th May, the invoice has been regularized. So you can make sure the number is 9, and you can easily book it. You can regularize this invoice. Your new reference will be 9. So this way, this the 15th May, that particular Mr. Gowda's uh, the optional voucher, the sales, the pro forma invoice will vanish from here, and it will be included in the normal vouchers. See, this one. So this way you can enter the pro forma invoice vouchers. Then, so should we start with the sales order part?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So so how to raise an invoice using the inventory features. So once when I've created an invoice here as a sales order. I'm creating a sales order, and before that I have created a sales ledger professional income in which inventory values are affected as yes. Inventory values are is been set as yes, and I have created the return filing income as my inventory, as the income. Now, quickly, what's the use of this? If suppose if I'm creating an inventory, the concern will be that the GST is applicable or not, and all the features are being applicable or not. So we can select the GST applicability, and we can set the GST rates 18%. And most of them must be having a question like, suppose if I'm creating an inventory, so will that be seen in my normal stock summary? Because no, if in my normal stock summary, if it gets accumulated, it won't be an issue. It will be a big problem, because it will always we are normally rendering the service, and we in this case we will be selling the goods. We will be selling the service. So automatically every time the amount will go negative. So for that we have a solution. All you can do is you just have to go to F12 and allow set this option as yes. Allow advanced entries in masters, and this screen will get opened up, the behavior screen. Now in this screen, you just have to set treat all sales as new manufacture and treat all purchases as consumed. So with this setting, you can make sure that the stock summary of your the stock summary is automatically getting nil. Those stock summary will not show you any inventory of these kind of items. So now in this case, suppose the Mr. Gowda has confirmed, uh, suppose he has asked me for the return filing of the three individuals. There are three individual persons in his family. So quantity I will be setting as 3, and 5,000 per individual per income tax return. And say tax audit fees of his firm will be 1 and 7,500. So accordingly, I have created a sales order. So say in this sales order, I'm also putting the IGST and saving it. Now, as rightly said, we can remove the quantity, and we can remove the this. We can change the titling also as per what we need. We can also make this as a quotation, or we can change it as per our requirements. Okay. So now, suppose the inventory sales order I have posted, and when after some time, the client has confirmed me for I'm selecting the sales order one, and after I'm selecting the sales order one, it will automatically pick all the details from sales order. Now, out of the sales order which he has confirmed, sales order I had mentioned for three numbers, three individual returns. So, but when the deal got finalized, he told that I'm just confirming for one individual return and one tax audit. So you can mention here one quantity. You can also write the description, and you can select the tax audit fees which was already there. The amount 7,500 automatically will get picked up, and you can raise the invoice on his name. Now, why do we need to do all these things? First is, if you're maintaining a sales order, so that means that the sales order details will get captured in a particular report, which you can use it in future. I will go to display, statement of inventory, then sales order outstanding. I will select all orders. Now in this case, the first one, he had ordered the quantity of three numbers, but finally, uh, so in this case, he had ordered for the three numbers, and finally we billed him for one numbers and one numbers. So this way, two balance quantities are still remaining of individual returns, and how much value? 10,000 value is still remaining. So you can get from here that what was the balance, what was the original quotation we had sent, and what was the final invoice, and what is the difference amount which is still pending, which we can follow up for him, whether he want to do it, whether he want to confirm or not. So accordingly, we can use inventory features also this way.
Friends, the terms used are of default Tally ERP9. That is why we are saying that he has ordered. But actually, it can be just that we had planned for a few audits which he had confirmed, and only those which have completed are being billed for. So those it's just a matter of terms. But I hope you have got the gist of what Hiral is wanting to say. Is that the moment you can be of control that what is the work that you need to do for a particular client or you have agreed upon, and then raise the invoice against each of those. Fine. Either way, let's take further. Let's go further. Yeah, this we can, the order outstanding reports are beautiful reports. We can get it item wise. That is, what is the work? So, what are the total inventory, income tax returns which are pending, or tax audit returns which are pending? We can go it. We can get the pending report according to the each clients clients also, that for each client or for each group of clients, what are the work which is pending to be completed, or rather which is pending to be built to this thing. Okay, so this is what the
Yeah, we
basic
can
usage
select from the
order is. Yes,
correct.
yes,
Yeah. So moving further, we will move further for the customization part.
yeah. Friends,
Uh,
over a period of time, these professionals, we've been interacting with a lot of professionals and been fortunate to provide some crisp services to them, and of course that those include implementation and customization. And when we talk of customization, the basic things that come up to our mind is of invoicing and basic some things related to the invoicing. So there are two things that we would like to share, two or three things that we would like to share, that how customizations can benefit the users in the long term. So let's see some of the part of the customization also.
so suppose I have created an invoice of 3A composites. Now in this case, we have customized in a such a way that you can you can mention this kind attention, like whom with whom you are dealing with. It will automatically get picked up from the masters, from the person, contact person name of that master, Deepali Deshmukh. Then you can also mention the billing period, for which bill period you are raising an invoice of to that client. Then you can also select the advice template. From advice templates, you can select here for what you are exactly providing the services. So this advice master is customizable, and you can, it is flexible as per your needs. You can change whatever details you want to change it here as per your company requirements. So this is just the example I have taken with for the tax audit. You can select the advice reference, then you select the business segment. You can also select the team manager who is leading that team. Then you can also select the partner. You will get the list of the partners, so you can select any of them relevant to this transaction. Then branch, if there are any branches. So the professional fees received is my ledger, and the description which I'm putting here is being professional fees towards the conducting audit. Okay, so this is the customized part, which you can use it for your firm also. So suppose if I'm printing this invoice, I can get the invoice format in this way. So tax invoice, the invoice number, then we have this billing period is there, conducting tax audit for the financial year, tax audit, this advice reference is there. Then being professional fees towards conducting audit. So this looks very professional. In this invoice, the logo was not customized. So we also have the another option. We have customized it in different customization. We already have that. So you can also add the CA logo in this customization, this invoice reporting. So with this, you can easily, the benefit of this CA admin is that you can easily have the descriptions and advice already typed in there, and you just have to select it so that you do not waste much time, and it will be uh, the invoice will be printed in a very professional manner. Then in this, in the invoice, uh, in the transaction entry in invoice listing, I will show you quickly that what are the transactions being made. So you also get the invoice listing of all the clients mentioned here, with the voucher type, with the advice type. So what advice you have given to that client for service tax, VAT, TDS, or say GST is there, and what are the billing period you are billing to that client, the GST number, then remarks. So in similar way, you can mention the details. You can get the details in the columnar format easily, so you can analyze it further. Then in this report, we also have the time sheet reports, time customer time extract, party wise. So for example, a particular client, a particular say Ajay Saroj is my employee, and Aarti Kapoor is also my employee. So those employees have spent 3 hours and 7 hours and 5 hours accordingly for the GST audit, income tax audit, and respective services to this client. So they have rendered these services to 3A Composites Limited. So now, for example, Ajay Saroj must be costing me for my firm say 500 rupees per hour. So in that case, Ajay Saroj has rendered the services of 10 hours, 10 hours. So accordingly, 5,000 amount of rupees have been already been accounted as my cost, which I've rendered the services. So accordingly, 7,500 amount of service I have already rendered to the client. So accordingly, we can easily find out that what should I charge to my client so that I'm better off with my profitability. So I can add the profit and I can charge to that client more above this particular amount. So this is scientific way of finding out what exactly is the efficiency of my employees and how much should I charge my clients. So suppose if I just select the report of Aarti Kapoor. So this person has spent around 10 hours for 3-year composites, or say Ajay Saroj. So similarly, you can get the totals this way. So these are the timesheet reports. You can also import it into in this tally. Suppose if you don't want to maintain, you don't want to enter all the transactions manually, you can simply type all those entries in the Excel sheet, and you can import it by the day end or weekend, whatever is feasible. And also we have the outstanding reports. Outstanding reports are very nicely designed. For example, the billing period is there, reference number is there, then kind attention will be the person, the contact person whom I have to contact, the party name, and the remarks will be having the what services I have rendered. So this way you can have the detailed outstanding report, the bills receivable. You can also select the group wise outstandings accordingly. And one more feature we have is you can select the we also have the paperless office concept. So whereby you can attach the documents. You can attach the documents in the invoice itself.
Fine. Hirval,
Yes, sir.
that is good.
Yeah.
In terms of attaching the documents, that is something really nice for saving the scanning and keeping it in the virtual or maybe in your server only. That is quite nice, and it is very much required in this date. So, but before that, let us take the users to the concept where very few of our clients have asked that they want to maintain two separate companies in terms of memorandum vouchers and how they can post it in the live company. So that is
Okay.
what, if you can just explain it in a very brief way.
Yes, sir. No problem. So in this particular transaction, in these particular reports, in the customization, what we have done is we have created a pro forma company separately and final company separately. So what we have to do is we have to create all the invoices in my pro forma company. I'll quickly show you the sales invoices I have created. A normal sale invoice in which descriptions and advice reference and all it's there. and so you have created this pro forma invoices separately, so that these are still not yet confirmed by the clients. Okay, so when the particular client say confirms it, so what you can do is you can transfer the invoices from pro forma company to final company. So suppose the Bombay debtor has finalized, he has confirmed for the suppose this second one, the Maharashtra debtor of 5,900, he has confirmed the invoice. Okay, so what I can do is I can just click F5. I'm selecting this and I'm clicking the F5. Automatically, this invoice will disappear from here, and automatically it will get transferred to the final company. See, the 5,900, this is already been posted it here. So the invoice number will get changed automatically, and the invoice will get transferred here, and you can just simply post the receipts after that. Whenever you're receiving the amount, you can pass the receipt entry over here, so that the accounts are finalized. So basically, final company will not have any outstandings, and pro forma company will only have outstandings. It won't have any receipts over there. So this way you can manage your both the datas, and and use the with the help of this, you can use the pro forma and final company for reporting purpose. And say there are suppose if there is any issue of outstanding, you can use the group voucher report, group company reports, and you can select and you can see the total bills outstanding of these particular clients. So this way, pro forma company will have only outstandings, and final company will have all the receipts and the invoices which are confirmed and finalized.
Fine, Hiral bhai,
Yes,
now
sir.
let us summarize the entire, because it was 11 to 12 only. So let us summarize the entire session for the day, and add some value in terms of what we have learned.
Sure, sir. So this was the first thing we saw, the tracking the cost and revenue on each task or each activity, on which we have made a customization, this one, of cost center P&L. So in this cost center P&L, we can also see the project-wise cost, and what we normally saw in the default report. In this, we already have the ready-made report, which we can use it for our clients. So what was the profitability? You can get it here. The second one was intimating the customers about the work done for the invoices raised. This included the pro forma invoice concept, how to raise the pro forma invoice. And in this, we saw just now we saw the pro forma to final module, whereby final you can create the pro forma company, you can create the invoices in pro forma company, and automatically you can transfer it when the amount has been received. So this way the invoice will appear. Okay. So third thing we saw today was service tracking. How to use the service-based orders, how to use the inventory features for tracking the invoices. So this way you can raise the sales order and track instead of the pro forma invoice functionality. Then came the description of the service, which we saw in the CA admin module. How you can use how you can issue the detailed description based invoice for what work we have done, so that the clients have the clarity of that particular thing. Then came the sales and outstanding reports, which we saw in the CA admin itself. With this outstanding had the outstanding the description of the services, the billing period, and other things also, the advice templates also. So yeah, I will quickly go to the slide again. And I would like to ask whether there are any questions in this particular module. If you have not understood any particular concept or any questions
Oh,
arised in this
one
particular
question,
any
one question
customization.
was,
Yes, sir.
yeah, one question was related to the transfer, whether the transfer, on what date the transfer from memorandum company to the actual company would happen. Would it take the previous, the date on which the memorandum voucher is made, or would it take the current voucher, current invoice date? What it would take, or can we have a
If
setup
you,
of that?
yeah, yeah. We can normally the proforma invoice was made of that which date a proforma invoice was made. It will get transferred on the same date itself. But then after transferring, you can definitely change the invoice. You can definitely change the date of that particular voucher because we
Okay.
cannot give the date. Uh, if you want, we can also give the date function if possible, but generally when we are selecting both these transactions, so it will automatically this particular voucher will go in the 1st April, and this particular voucher will go in 7th April. So rather we
Okay.
can change the date here and then transfer, or else we can transfer and then later on change the date over there.
Both options are available. Okay.
Both options are there.
Wonderful. Wonderful. The second question was related to our whether that paperless office, where would the scanned document would be stored? Would it be stored within the system of Tally, or because as such, when there is a heavy data, Tally becomes slow, or where it would be stored, the documents which are scanned,
Yeah, so documents
and
which
what
are
type of
scanned will
documents
be,
can be scanned?
so documents which are scanned, it will be saved. You need to have a particular directory for that. You can create a particular directory and you can save it there, a centralized directory. And all types of documents can be saved, can be linked to this particular transaction. For example, PDF, Word, Excel, or JPG image. So any type of documents can be saved over there, and it won't affect the data size because the Tally data will be different, and uh, the the folder in which the particular invoices are saved or particular documents are saved, that will be different. Although you can take both the backups whenever taking the backup, so that you have the
Okay.
uh, data backup of both. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, Hirubai. I think there are no more questions. So, friends, just to make an announcement, tomorrow again we are having our next webinar in the series, and this time we are not focusing more on Tally. This time we are focusing on our core important skill which is required is Excel. We have a expert called Sandeep. He would be taking us through various functionality of Excel, HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, and other functionalities which is required for everyday use for an accountant. Of course, when we are doing, it would not be without the flavor of Tally. We would be seeing some of the reports which we can export it in Tally, from Tally, and see how wonderful dashboards can be created out of those reports. So a brief on that would be done, but mostly it would be done on Excel. So those of you who have not yet received the registration link, please ask it in the question panel. We will definitely share the registration link, and at the same time, please do attend that as well. In the current environment, we have already given quite a few lectures free. Tomorrow's lectures is also absolutely free of cost in terms of attending it, but it is valuable for those who want to understand more on Excel and basic nitty-gritties of how these some functions would be. So in a very simple lucid language, we would be explaining certain Excel features, and of course Tally's data can be used in Excel, how Tally's data can be used in Excel. Yes, Hiral bhai. Please
Yes, sir.
have your closing.
Yes, sir. So yeah, this is the survey form which I would like all of them to fill it up so that so you can you emphasize on this, please?
Yeah. So this is something that we've been seeing. As you see, saw that we've worked on the format part in terms of CA admin, but we thought let us see what is the current environment for each of you. So I would request that all the users to fill up this form, bit.ly prof invoice PROFINV survey. So we will share this link with all of you again, and please fill up this survey. And it is basically on the invoicing, how professionals are understanding more on the current scenario of invoicing. Of course, we have when we started with this survey, a lot of professionals have given us the feedback, but always more feedback is good and beneficial for developing a robust solution. So the solution is not yet robust as we would like to be. Any solution would demand incremental uh, uh, usage or incremental more functionality to be there. So this is our step which would require that please fill up this basic survey form. Thank you, friends. And those of you, can we have the list of customizations that we did?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kirul.
Yes, sir. So today we saw three customization. One was the Performa to Final module, in which you can create a Performa in one company and you can transfer it when the final invoice is being the invoice is finalized. You can transfer it to final company. Then second was a CA admin module. It is the second module. CA admin is the perfect example of how accountings can be done by chartered accountants. It has the various features. One is the cash mercantile system, where you enter in the mercantile company, and automatically the receipts and payments will get posted into the cash company. Then you have the paperless office concept attached for attachment of the documents, the KYC for KYC of the clients, then outstanding receivables management, then invoice, the professional invoice format, and the timesheet reports. So everything is packed up in this particular module. Then third thing we saw was the cost center P&L module. I think cost center is by far the best thing which is already created in the Tally. It's the default feature in Tally, but not many of them are still using it. If you try to use it in the this financial year, you can see the difference, how your reporting will get drastically changed, and how you can uh, better control on the incomes and the departments which are loss making or profit making. You can better make the decisions in a proper way. So these are our contact details in case you are in case you, if you have any queries regarding the default Tally features, or in case you want to purchase any customization or see the demo of it live in Tally, you can definitely contact us. So we will arrange for the demo as soon as possible.
Yeah, thank you so much, friends.
Yes, and definitely we will share the Excel link, which many of you have asked in the question panel. We will share, all the attendees will be given that link shortly. And in case this webinar video will also be, we will be able to share that once it is uploaded in a day.
Thank you.
Yes,
Kirul,
sir.
let's close it.
So yeah, thank you for attending. Yes, sir. So thank you for attending this webinar, and we will be conducting such webinars very often. So keep connected, pass on the details. In case you are getting message of this AIMTech webinars, do pass on to your customers or clients, so that even they can get benefit of this. So try to reach as much as possible, so that the free knowledge, it is being used by at most many of the people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Seema, for appreciating it, and thank you all of you for attending.
So thank you, sir. Yeah.